My dad was a big Marlboro smoker for a long time, and
until the accident.
Well, that's true. You did get cancer and die, Cole.
Welcome once again, last of the year, I believe. Last of the year
final
of 2022's Chill Filtered podcast. More to come in the next year, but this is a very special episode where we will be talking about the Chillies Award. That's right,
Hey.
Chili's, soon to be sponsored by Bush's Baked Beans,
which makes the best chili bean,
the best chili you can buy. And check them out at your local grocery store. Nextly, before I get to
you're
anything
like
else,
me,
I wanted to
check them out in your local pantry.
Yeah, exactly. Because I got it stocked. All right. Yeah, and some business for the week. Go out and buy yourself some Bush's Baked Beans and check us out on Instagram and consider supporting us on patreon.com/chillfiltered. If you're on the $10 tier or more, you'll be involved in getting samples couriered to you for drink alongs. So we try to drink once a month and drink with our listeners on YouTube Live. So that's that. Business is over. Robby, we're recording today on Christmas Eve, so I can't ask how's your Christmas, but how is your pre-Christmas going?
Well, I'm a little nervous. It's been pretty good. So like we've had family in town and just hanging out and doing a lot of stuff. The twins are finally at an age with their cousins where we don't have to kind of like be there.
Yeah,
right. Like great. We don't have to they just kind of run around the house, and like my brother-in-law Nate and I have been doing a lot of we like to do stupid games and make things up. Like one game, which I think is my favorite, is we put two solo cups inside of you, one solo cup inside of the other, and you gotta throw them in the air and try to catch both of them because they'll separate in the air. You gotta try to catch both of them.
But you catch one with the other?
No. You just catch both of them, both the cups. Okay. Because we were playing throw the cup in the air and then try to catch the cup, which is fun. Have you done that?
But you got to step it up. Yeah, if you haven't done it, you got to try it.
Anyway, we'll just just dumb stuff like that, like who can sink the ping pong ball in the whatever cup.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
So we do we do a lot.
Nate guy.
He's a pretty cool guy. He's in Spokane.
Chelsea's sister,
brother-in-law.
Yeah,
that's our brother-in-law. Megan is her sister. Nate is her husband. So we do a lot of stupid stuff. And it's been fun.
I think I met them once.
You probably have.
Yeah,
there's a good chance. So I've been hanging out with the family a lot. And I'm a little nervous now though because the other thing, I'll get to the nervousness here in a second. Yesterday, girls went out and we did family pictures, so they were all dressed up, and we went out to the liquor store, and they picked out Santa's whiskey bottles. So they each picked out a little.
Oh, that's a great idea. So
a little bottle, the mini. Well, true to form, Santa is going to be drinking a Glenlivet 12, which Juniper picked out this time.
Oh, it must just have that kid drink me vibe.
I guess so. Well, that's maybe not the vibe they want to go for.
Who
Child
knows?
Alcoholism.
No, it's sometimes these things are subliminal marketing things.
Yeah. And then Finley picked out a Crown Royal Standard, so that's what Santa's going to be drinking tomorrow night. And it was fun
because not going American today.
No, it was it was cute though because we were in the liquor store and it's like the day before Christmas Eve, so people are like, there was a lot of people in there, a lot of older folks and stuff, and the twins felt so stinking popular because they're all like, "Oh, look at your dresses! Oh, what are you doing?" And they're like, "We're getting whiskey for Santa," and they're like, everybody's like, "Oh, Santa will like this." Like, it was pretty cute. So
that is cute. I got to do that with Meg.
Minus the man at the register, because we bought some Fireball, like to put it with our neighbors' gifts and stuff like that, because they're all big skiers and stuff, and that's like easy thing to just throw in.
Yeah.
And the guy at the register goes, "Oh, have your dad give you one of these when you get home. It tastes great." And I was like, "Really, man? Really?"
Yeah. My thought, like for example, if Amara were like, you know what, I'm gonna sneak a little bit of Dad's whiskey, she would probably hate it, as well as the girls, the twins. And so that would be my hope if they ever were like, I'm gonna sneak one of Dad's bottles, they would never do it again, probably. So
like when I was a kid, like my dad, I go get him a beer. I'm getting him a Budweiser, tall, cool Budweiser, and I was allowed to take the first sip. And I would take the first sip, and I pretended like I liked the first sip, but I hated the first sip. And so Amara,
wait, the last sip after the cigarette was in it, that sip you liked.
But a little while, like, oh gosh, I don't know how long. It was probably like 3-4 years ago. Mara's like, whiskey. Why do you drink whiskey? I like it. And she goes, is it good? I'm like, I don't think you'll like it. You want to try it? So I let her like dip her tongue in it. She's like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Chelsea wasn't a fan of that. So I will not be doing that with the twins. And that's fine. Because really, it's got its pros and it's got its cons. But I don't want to upset the wife. Happy wife, happy life. So
happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, and then other than that, I'm a little nervous because I think we're gonna have a COVID Christmas. Juniper has
she has COVID.
Well, we haven't tested her yet, but
you just had it. You were just in Mexico.
Well, that's the thing is we were hoping so last week. I mean, maybe she doesn't. We haven't tested yet, but the family that will drop them off in the morning, they take them to the bus stop. They have COVID, and they were with them last week. I guess on Tuesday, which is. I don't know. Maybe anyway. But she's got like 102-degree fever, and she's like pukey and runny nose. So Christmas Eve, no bueno. We'll see. Nice thing is that we've been around that family all week, and they're all and so like they're like, you know what, she's feeling
we're all in this together.
Over, like we're like they're already exposed, so may not change things too much.
Might as well hang around.
Hopefully they all sleep well. If the girls can, that's the biggest thing. Like we can get through the day, we can deal with the crankies, but if they can sleep, if they don't sleep well, no one's happy. So anyway, that's us. How you doing, man?
Good. Are you entry buzzing for the record?
I am not. I don't. These early ones, it's hard for me. I might grab something at break. When it's earlier, it's a little trickier.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm entry buzzing before.
What are you buzzing on, bro?
I am entry buzzing on a gift a while ago from Miles Ferguson, the baller. Lefroy Glore. A nice sherry finished Isla Scotch. So
question. Does Miles know Marco and KC or AZ?
He met him once. I was there.
So he does kind of know him. I loved him throwing, kind of trolling Marco a little bit, like. But it was like you commented like
showing off his wife, and then he'd be like, "Oh, no wonder because you're a Patreon supporter." Although Marco is not a Patreon supporter.
He's not.
No, so he just got lucky. Blue. He just got lucky.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was kind of I giggled when Miles was throwing that out there. So a little trashed on.
You gotta be a part of the community of the Chill Filter community.
Yeah.
So it's been a very interesting week for me.
Yeah.
I called off Friday, which was the 23rd, yesterday technically, and so I was off Friday. My sister was supposed to come in yesterday, but she came in on Thursday, which we were happy to take her and her two girlies. Happy to take them in and spend a little more time with them one day early. They came in the evening, so it was like,
she's from Philadelphia, right?
She's the one in Boston.
Okay.
And then my Philadelphia sister, she came in yesterday on Friday, and my parents were supposed to come in yesterday, flying from Denver / Colorado in general, and their flight got delayed by 3 days.
Oh, no.
So we're going to see them after Christmas, and we'll save some of the presents and we'll save some of the festivities for them. But that was like such a bummer. And my mom was like, I don't even know if it's going to be worth it to come in if we have to come in on Monday. And I'm like, Christmas is ruined. But I wasn't going to say it out loud because my nieces were there. And I didn't want them to feel like, this is the worst Christmas ever. I was like, no, Christmas is still good. But I was like, no.
Yeah, that stinks.
So, especially when we're hosting.
Yeah.
So, but they are coming. They're coming on Monday, and they'll come until Friday. So that'll be still worth coming for and seeing Beck and seeing their other niece or their other grandkids.
Yeah, which Beck is so stinking cute. Got your guys' card.
She is.
And the twins were like, Beck is worried about that dinosaur.
I protected her. I protected Beck from that dinosaur. Yeah, tradition on our Christmas cards is to involve a blow-up dinosaur outfit that Heather dons.
Don, we now are blow-up T-Rex.
That's a good joke.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, you nailed that timing. You nailed the Christmas reference. I think your humor has passed the test.
You can always tell it's a good joke when someone
when I explain it.
When someone explains that was good, but didn't actually really laugh. This was a good joke.
That is true, though. Like if someone's like, no, I want everyone to note that was actually clever, So,
oh man,
yeah. Today we're gonna be doing our Chilies Awards, and yeah, we were between the Filties and the Chilies, but we're like, why not call it the Chilies, and then we'll be sponsored by Bush's Baked Beans in no time.
Yeah.
So
the Filties, we were looking for like a Marlboro connection, but that's not us.
Yeah, exactly. And we just don't do that. We could probably sell them in prison, but we don't really smoke them ourselves. So, so actually, Marlboro, or what is it called? Philip Morris, who owns Marlboro, they're in Richmond. Yeah. And so the biggest, I believe it's the biggest cigarette company or the cigarette factory in the country is in Richmond.
You know what I was thinking about? My dad was a big Marlboro smoker for a long time. And
until the accident.
Well, that's true. You did get cancer and die. Cool. he had stopped smoking. He'd stopped smoking like
good for him.
10, 15 years before that, which I never thought he'd do.
Oh, that's great.
But if anybody else's father smoked Marlboro out there, or Camel, even, he would do like the Marlboro points, Camel points, and my dad smoked so much that he would get all these points. And so like my Christmas gifts every year would be like, I mean, there was not like I got like what is it? A Swiss Army watch,
like Marlboro,
but it had a Marlboro thing on it.
Yeah, that's great. Speaking of marketing, I watched. Sorry, were you done?
I should be done. Yeah.
No, you're good. That's so funny. I watched this Netflix show or a series just called "Hey Pepsi, Where's My Jet?" and I would recommend it.
Yeah,
it was a good documentary. Yeah, it was like it was about that kind of stuff, like getting
saving
up points for Pepsi, and then you can get a Harrier jet. And this guy's like, well, if they're putting it out there, they got to be taken seriously. So it's a good documentary.
That's fun. You know what I watched that I liked a lot, which is great. Like after Christmas, cold outside. The Northman.
Oh yeah.
Have you watched The Northman?
No.
It's on Prime, and it's pretty good. It's a Viking story.
Okay.
It's really, I enjoyed it. I thought it was very well done.
I miss New Year's Eve with you guys.
Yeah.
Or we watch like Peaky Blinders or other new shows.
Do a puzzle. I'll have some drinks, go downtown.
Yeah.
Alas, it's not meant to
and
be.
Now I'm sad. No, it's okay. Not that sad.
New Year's ruined. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Moose is in your God, I shouldn't have said that. Moose is going to be sad now.
Oh, don't worry about it, Moose. He's joking. Yeah, so I've met Moose though. Yeah, I've totally met Moose.
Yeah, you met Moose.
Yeah, last time.
No.
We were there, yeah.
Because you came after 2020. Because we got Moose January 2020. And then you came.
Yeah, we came over there like July 2020 or something. Yeah, because we started wearing masks and ordering takeout.
Yeah, maybe it was August or something. Yeah,
I think it was
picnicked
August,
in the park.
That's right. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, good times.
It was a good time.
It'd be fun in Virginia too. What? So
did you say Mexico?
Yeah, exactly. Did you say fun in Mexico? Yeah. So we're doing the Chilies this week, and it'll be kind of some of our fan favorites as well as our favorites regarding the podcast over the last year. And so we'll get to that. We're not going to do history this week. I'm going to talk about a little bit. I mean, like the bare minimum of Weller 12.
Equal.
Yeah, exactly. Equality. But we're going to drink and Weller 12, and we're going to rate it like we normally do every episode. But yeah, the history, we're going to forego this.
Rate it, date it, and contemplate it.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, I'm just, I'm excited to open presents tomorrow. I'm excited to hang out with family. There is a big gift that we're giving my nieces, which I don't want to say just in case actually they wouldn't know. Because this comes out after Christmas.
Yeah, what are you getting them?
Although no, it technically comes out the morning of the day that we're going to open these presents.
No, don't say it then.
Yeah, so I won't say it. I'll say it next week.
You want to hear the worst? Not the
What's
worst.
that?
I shouldn't say it's the worst, but I feel bad for my wife. She like works really hard at Christmas and does like all the shopping and everything. And it's a great job. Like family reaches out what she would get the kids. She gives them a very specific list. Does a great job. And the pressure's off me, which is great. But her dad called her yesterday and was like, could you get the girls gifts for us? And she's like, I gave you the list a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Did you get
And
those? No.
he called yesterday. You
Yeah.
said?
So luckily Chelsea her family goes overboard with gifts. So she's like, I guess we're giving them some of our good gifts that we were going to give them. So I felt bad for her. Yeah. So
this is why I've never heard of Chelsea's dad. Because he's late.
Yeah, he usually does an okay job, but she was a little frustrated by that this year. Like, really can't order things.
Does he live in town?
He does now. Yeah, he lives here in Boise, so he's got a house.
That's cool.
Yeah, he used to be in Tacoma. Yeah, nice. I think the times you've been here, he's been in Tacoma.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, man, we are. I think it's about time, bro. Should we move along?
I guess so.
Should we take a walk? You ready?
We should take a walk.
Let's do
and we'll be right back, and we'll talk about the Chilies. And we're back.
We are
back from break. And still sipping on my Lafroig. My daughter has started to do that because sometimes I'll be like, and she'll be like, so cute. But anyway, we wanted to go over some of so we put out a survey this week, and we actually did get a decent response, and we appreciate everyone who contributed to the survey. And we're going to be giving some of our, things like favorite episode, favorite jokes on the podcast, stuff like that. We're going to give awards called Chilies. And yes, Chilies, this is in Chill Filtered, Bush's Baked Beans sponsored Chilies.
Unofficial sponsor.
Unofficial sponsor. Yeah. Soon to be sponsor. And so without further ado, let's go, and feel free to just talk through them because, we want to talk about it. So first, fan favorite episode. Now this is hard because we release weekly episodes.
Hey, real quick. Are we going to drink while we do these? Because you're entry buzzing and I'm not at all. And I feel like I should.
Yeah. Why don't you go get a drink and I'll start you shooting it up with the listeners while you grab at least an entry buzz. This is hard because we do 52-ish episodes a year, and not all of them are as memorable as the more recent ones. So I understand why some of our listeners mostly picked more recent episodes, which is totally fine. Maybe it's just stacked towards the end of the year, which is totally fine. But we had a second place for fan favorite episode of Chill Filtered this year. And that fan favorite episode, second place, goes to Russell's Reserve 13. Understandable to me because Russell's Reserve 13 was incredible. And I think it was a good episode. I was really looking forward to that one. I don't remember any of the jokes or anything I said on that one. I would have to re-listen. But that's the thing. It's like, I don't remember. Our listeners probably don't remember totally what our episode was like. Although I still remember the Dickel episode very well. Because we were in Vegas together and I got Dickel in my eye.
Was that this year?
No, that was August of last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was funny.
I think for me, the episodes I remember most are the ones where we're together or we're with somebody else.
True. Yeah.
I remember those a little bit better, but yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, for sure. And what are you sipping now?
A little Wild Turkey 101 out of a child's play cup.
I love it. Not even a full child's cup.
Nope.
And first place with our first Chili of the Year award goes to Redbreast 27, last week's episode. And for good reason. We all were having a good time. And
it was a Christmas episode.
It was a Christmas
delicious
miracle.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
I think the one episodes too where we are drinking freely and just hamming it up. Those are always good too.
Hamming it up. I'm with you. So so there goes our first Chili of the year to Redbreast 27.
Redbreast 27.
Yep. So congratulations. Now, favorite bad joke. Did I say
bad
joke?
I was downplaying our jokes in general. Like, I don't know if any of our jokes are really that great.
They're great, Robbie. People love our jokes.
All right.
And one of the listeners was like, "You guys do jokes?" I was like, "Yes, jerk." No, but it was good. So we had a lot of write-ins, or a lot of answers here, but there were two that really stood out a lot, and there are actually two that tied for the win. So me and Robbie will be able to say maybe we'll be the tiebreaker, but second place after the tie of two goes to Subbadawhat, which was a Robbyism. Which was a great Robbyism, who are basically saying, yeah, there's Hubbadawhat, like you blew my mind, but then there's also, this was close but not yet there. So Subbadawhat made
what
second
did
place
I say that, or was that somebody commented that?
Maybe it was, yeah, maybe it was like Bryce
Breeder
or something like that.
I think it might have been.
Hopefully credit goes to where credit is due, but I apologize.
And then I think we threw it in. I think that's what happened. I think I read it from a listener, and then I threw it in somewhere.
Yeah, Bryce, not Bryce. I think Bryce either brought up maybe Brian Rapp, but if not, I apologize.
Sorry.
So, and then tied for first place goes to Bean jokes, like Bean Cam, roll that beautiful Bean footage, or anything like that.
We enjoyed the
and the nickname from college or high school made the top tiebreaker. So I'll leave it to that. I'll leave it as a split win.
Oh no, I'm gonna throw the hammer down on this one.
Okay, what was your favorite?
The winner is, of course, that was my nickname from high school or college.
Okay.
Do you know why I say that?
Because I never got that was the song of my people, right?
The buildup for that was great though. No, because my wife has actually started saying that a lot. So yeah, so it caught on.
That's amazing.
Really
so do you have any examples? Like, do you remember any of that she said?
No, I mean, she'll just.
It's hard. Yeah.
That's what she said.
I kind of like thick bass last time. Man, that's a thick based. Yeah, there's a nickname in college. No, that's great. So favorite joke. We'll keep it up, but we won't overdo it. I promise. So here's the next category: the best whiskey that people have tried. That we had on the show, and there was a clear winner here. It wasn't just like it wasn't like there were a lot of votes.
I understand what clear winner means, Cole. You don't have to explain it to me.
So Lagavulin 16 was the winner this year, and that was just the standout alone.
Congratulations on your Chilies, Lagavulin.
Yeah. What are you gonna do now that you've won your 2022 Chilies? I'm going to Disney World.
I'm going to Boston, Beantown.
Yeah. That's great. It's like Cincinnati or something. Do you ever heard of this? The Skyline chili or something like that?
Yeah. Is that where they put like on macaroni and cheese? Or put it on spaghetti or something?
Yeah, Skyline chili. Give me a second. Skyline chili.
Everyone says it's awful.
Skyline
love
chili.
it.
No, it's like a chain. What is Skyline chili? Okay.
You keep going. I'll look into the chilies.
Dried yeast. They put yeast in their chili. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
What is that? What's the yeast that you use to make like
nutritional yeast?
Nutritional yeast. So that
maybe it's that. Maybe that's the kind of yeast they meant. But maybe not. Anyway, the best whiskey that the next category is best whiskey on our show that we haven't tried.
The whiskey you probably want to try that we had,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. And the clear winner as well was Redbreast 27. I think a lot of our listeners would have loved to put that in their mouth and try it along with us. So I wish I could spend $500, a few bottles of that, and then put it on a drink along. But maybe one of our listeners will be so kind as to purchase us at least two bottles of Redbreast 27, and then we can do drink alongs with them. And
if not, hopefully we grow to a point where we're able to do that. Where OGs.
That's a great point. Yep. So Redbreast 27, the best whiskey that they haven't tried, the jealous whiskey, I'd like to call it, of the 2022 goes to the chili. The chili goes to Redbreast 27. So only two more things left, and then Robbie and I will also get to our picks of some other topics. So the next chilies go to most memorable moment, but actually I didn't choose a winner here. I just wanted to read them all. Kind of the
You're all
most.
winners.
Yeah, you're all winners. One, or at least read most of them. Some of them overlap.
Number 1 in your heart. Number 2 in your bowels.
Yeah. So, most memorable moment of the podcast in 2022. First, McCormick Platte Valley winning over Russell 13. I thought that was pretty good. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah. And then the second one, someone said one of the most memorable moments was one of Robby's kids coming at the end of the episode, and also Adam's episode where he has showed up and was a guest episode.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, the next one was similarly related. Guests that we've had on, some like people like Connor Gilbert or Adam, or didn't we have John Hughes on? Yeah, we had John Hughes at least once this year, and so we had fun with that. Next one,
I had John.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, and that was the one that I was out. At least that one was out. But
why were you out this year?
Didn't we?
Why were you out this year?
I was sick.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think John was going to be on. And then you got sick, so then it was just John and I. And John was like, Cole's dodging me again.
Yeah.
But then I think we had him on all three. Yeah, we had him on twice because then we did that. And then we did all three. Yeah, that's right.
And John's always welcome on our show. Next answer was Drampup and her digital drawing of our own logo. That was a memorable moment. Absolutely. Yeah. The most memorable moment next was generally just how happy you guys are when you get to interact with your listeners. And then he says, and your giggles. So I'm with you. I think
that's not. I have a guffaw.
I don't giggle. I chuckle. Yeah. And then here's another one: drinking a 100-year-old whiskey, which I thought was pretty good. That's memorable.
I like it.
That was earlier this year.
What whiskey was that again? What was that called?
Monticello, bottled and bond 15-year, bottled in 1917. Crazy. And then the next one was when Robby chugged Fireball and Cole didn't even notice. Last week when you had the mini.
Yeah.
Did you chug the whole thing while I wasn't looking?
Well, it's just a mini, man. It's like a drink. I guess impressive. It looks like chuggish because it takes a little while for it to come out.
Yeah.
It's just like a drink.
Yeah, it's a shot. Yeah.
It's not like it was a fifth of Fireball.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that would be impressive. First, it'd be impressive if I chugged it all. Second,
that would be a memorable moment
if you didn't notice. That would be
yeah.
Oh, geez, that's
get like a handle too. Yeah. Next is getting a shout out for the greatest whiskey gift Cole has ever received. So did I say it was the greatest? I think it was like top greatest, but it was easily top 3 in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you did say
at least the first one I could think of.
You did say it was the greatest, but you know what?
Yeah, but he could take it that way. Yeah, and we love him. And then next, any Hubbadawhat whiskey that we've had. So those are great moments.
They are
memorable moments. So a good few answers to our survey for that. They all get Chili's this year.
This is now coming up next. This is like the best movie category. This is
this is like best actor in a lead role.
Best actor in a lead role. Here we go. Who has the better beard, Cole?
And by 90% of the vote, Robby won. So
thank you.
Done. You get your first chili of the year.
My first chili of the year.
What's your acceptance speech?
Well, I'd like to thank the top of my head for going so thin and migrating down to my face. Couldn't have done it without you. I'd also like to thank my wife, who reminds me that it gets out of control and I need to maintain it. But most of all, I'd like to thank the Beardsmith here in the Valley for hooking me up with great balms.
Good balms. Balm Johns.
There we go. What is it? What is that balm sack stuff for cows?
The what?
Like, yeah. There's like a lotion or something called like balm sack or something like that. No, I'm gonna look that up.
There's like a store.
Well, I'm gonna be careful
like
how I look
sack.
that up. Yeah,
it's but it sounds so weird.
What are you trying to say, Cole? What do you mean? What are you getting
Say
at?
a love sack
Oh my
sounds
gosh.
weird.
Oh, okay, so I got hold up here. Quick story. You might want to have your children leave the room because it gets a little
Exit the
long-lived.
room.
So
Pause it on the car.
my mother-in-law is probably has ADD.
What's her name again? It's Sue, isn't it?
Sue. Yep.
Yeah, you have two Sues.
Yep. My mom's well.
Yeah.
The funny, because my mom's
Your mom's
Patricia, she's
Patricia
Peggy,
Sue.
and they both go by their middle name Sue, right?
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, she'll just switch topics real quick or like leave out information and stuff. Anyway, so yesterday she gave the girls a present, and Finley's has like this little stuffed animal where you warm up the bean sack.
Yeah.
And you put it in there, and it's like nice, warm, and cuddly.
Oh yeah, the old bean sack. Yeah.
And then she gave Juniper like one that has like a massager kind of thing, and it'll vibrate and cuddle kind of thing. And so my sister-in-law, she was gone, and she like yesterday. She goes, What'd you get Juniper, Mom? She goes, I got her a vibrator.
That's fun. And how did she react?
I wasn't there with the yes, but like everybody was just like Megan had to go tell everybody because it was like awesome. Thanks.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right.
I feel like that's something my mother-in-law would say.
All right. Moving into our own personals.
Yep. This is our own personal.
Cole and Robby's individualized Hubbadawhat of the year.
Number one Hubbadawhat. I do. Yeah. Okay. I have my Hubbadawhat of the year. This goes to Monticello 15 year bottled in 1917. I did not expect it to be as good as it was, and I thought it was fantastic. Robby didn't agree with me. He thought it was okay. But I thought it was like butterscotchy, caramely, delicious-y. It was definitely, I expected it to be interesting. That's for sure. But I did not expect it to be as good as it was. So,
okay.
Yeah.
My Hubbadawhat of the year was Redbreast 27. Yeah. I was blown away. I knew it would be good, but I was blown away with how good it was.
Yeah, it was very good.
Still blows my mind. I have a little bit left, and my buddy Chris, I'm going to give it to when I see him this week. If I see him because of the sickness, because like he listens, and he was like, "Oh man, it sounds amazing." I'm like, guess what? Saved you a tiny bit.
Nice.
So, yeah,
so it's like when I saved some of the antique collection for John Montero. I was like, love these. Nothing less.
Well, that's the thing is like when you know somebody like the people like, yeah, I like whiskey. Like you're not getting anything.
Yeah.
But like when someone like really appreciates it, you can't wait for can't wait to
share the good stuff with those kind of people.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Next category.
Next is the subbadawhat. This is a great category because subbadawhat represents something that not only was less than hubbadawhat, but was kind of a letdown.
Disappointing in a way.
Yeah. Do you have something for this? Because I gotta think of it.
I have mine for sure. And the funny thing is, my subbadawhat is the exact same thing as your hubbadawhat. That Monticello. Really? Yeah. I did not care for it. To me, it just tasted like what you would think anything that was in a dank, dark area for 100 years might taste like. Yeah. It was like dirty and I don't know. I would not drink it. I wouldn't. If someone came up to me today and say, "Hey, I got this 100-year-old whiskey now," I would be suspicious of that whiskey based on that whiskey. And I would say, you know what? I appreciate that, but I probably won't appreciate that. Yeah. So that's my subbadawhat.
No, I like that. I was glad I just looked over the list while you were talking a little bit, because I'm glad I thought through it, because there is a clear winner in my subbadawhat category, and that's Weller Foolproof this year. I thought, the first time I had it, I loved it. But when we had it on the podcast, I was like, this is all right at best. So I didn't really love Weller Foolproof, at least on the podcast. And it was just a letdown. I was able to even hand off the bottle to Brian Rapp. He wanted some, and he was happy to get it open. To get a bottle open. So that was definitely a letdown for me.
I totally forgot about the Monticello, and then when you said, I'm like, oh, that was more. But that was Weller Foolproof was gonna be mine prior to you saying that. So I agree.
Now I gotta start thinking about the next category, and think about the whiskey of the year.
So easy for me.
Oh, really?
Easy for me. Yeah, Redbreast 27. It was phenomenal. Got my highest rating ever. So yummy. Want to lick the bunghole.
Yeah, that'd be it. I mean, I would want to lick the Redbreast 27 bunghole for sure.
Come on, Cole.
I do have an answer for this one.
All right.
And I think Redbreast 27 was phenomenal, but I do think Russell's 13 beat it in my book. So yeah, Russell's 13 was like kind of anti-collection worthy to me, and really, really kind of went out of the ballpark for me. Especially for like a 13-year cash strength. It was great. And it was a 2022 variety. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for next year's Russell's Reserve release if they do it again. So yeah, that was my whiskey of the year. So nice. Chili for the whiskey of the year goes to Redbreast 27 and Russell's 13. So
perfect. I like it. I respect it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Is that all?
That's it. Should we take a little break and then come back?
Let's take a little break. We'll come back. We'll drink Weller 12. And then we'll either, and then we'll go from there. So We'll be right back. All right, and we're back. And we got some Weller 12. Speaking of which, on this day we were recording, the courier told me that he is out for delivery with the Russell's 13, or not the Russell, the Weller 12 bottle for Sean Ciaro. So, Sean, congratulations. By now, you likely have a bottle of Weller 12 couriered to your face. So,
to your face?
So I hope the bottle has been already to your face.
Were you about to take a drink off that?
Thought about it. Thought about it for sure. Yeah. So I've been drinking a little bit of this bottle pre episode, not today, but like since I got it, and I think Weller 12 is amazing. So I'm not going to give too much away, but I think this is amazing in its own way. I'm not going to tell you why yet, but I do think it's
so right off the bat,
green apples. Oh,
pre-swirly, nice sweetness to it.
There's like baking spices.
It's like, I got like a little medicinal, but not too much, but like also like tobacco-y sweetness to it.
Ooh, I can get behind like cigar tobacco-y. Yeah.
But I can see the green apple for sure. It's a nice sweet nose.
Candy green apple too. Yeah.
Oh man, have you ever had like those dehydrated candies? Or no, not dehydrated candies.
Fruit.
No. Dry iced candies. Have you ever seen those?
I don't think so.
They're like Idaho, like small town Idaho truck stops.
Okay.
They're really good, but they do them like so. Like they'll freeze them in dry ice, so it like poofs them out. So like it'll like turn them into like cotton candy-esque almost, where it'll just melt in your mouth kind of thing. And they do that with those caramel green apple things. I never tried that. But
that sounds great.
You mentioned that, and I thought I gotta try those. Yeah, no, they're really fun. So like it'll turn like a Skittle into like cotton candy texture, where you put it in your mouth, you can suck on it for a second, and it just dissolves. It's pretty cool.
Weird.
And they'll do it with like saltwater taffy a lot too, which it's.
Oh wow! Yeah, I got to try that out.
Yeah. Anyway,
I've sipped, and this is so sweet and agreeable to me. I love Weller 12. I think it is. Yeah, like I said, it's like green apple-y, but in a really sweet caramely way, like a caramel green apple, candy green apple, anything like that. This is the epitome of a candy green apple whiskey to me. And the weeded texture or the weeded feel is like a dull but strong sweetness. Not too sharp. Nothing's too sharp about this. It is sweet throughout and very agreeable. I would hand this to anyone who's like, I want to get into bourbon. And I'd be like, well, start here.
I get a little bit of bitterness throughout. Yeah, it's like kind of earthy to me a little bit too. I wonder if I'm off. I wonder if my taste buds are off. I wonder if
you have COVID.
Yeah. But I do get a little bit. It's a little bit of bitterness. The sweetness isn't quite there, but it's a little more earthy. So I get a little bit of like. What's the proofage on it again? 12?
90.
12 proof. Oh, okay. Well, that's misleading on the label. Jeez. 12 I get for 90. It feels a little hot, like on the palate a little bit, and it gets and then kind of. I don't know if I'm getting like kind of like a like a spiciness to it or pepperiness.
Yeah, I'm getting a
or
little
if it's
bit of
just the
baking
proofage.
spices.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go for one more sip and see if I'm wrong. If I'm an idiot
I'm about to
here.
drop some drops of limestone filtered water in here. I think it's there's few things that are more agreeable. And the only thing I can really think of more agreeable than this is 2014 Michter's Toasted Barrel Bourbon. That was Moose. That was phenomenal, and that was so like soft. And actually, I can say that another agreeable one would be Wilderness Trail Bottled and Bond Bourbon, but this is even more agreeable than that. It's like soft, sweet, and has enough notes to be like, no, you can like, if this were your first time trying whiskey, if you've had like, you know, things like rum or anything like before, like, and you're like trying to get into bourbon, this would be one where you're like, do you taste the green apple? Do you taste the sweetness? Do you taste caramel? Do you taste corn? You know, like those kind of things you can call out more on a bottle like this. And I love that about it.
Like a little bit better with water. I don't know if my palate's warmed up enough. Still get a little on the nose. I got like that, like tobacco-y kind of like a maybe even coffee kind of a nose, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I think
I like that though.
It's still it's. I'm not getting as much green apple. I get like the bitterness for me with the water is gone. So I just don't know if like I didn't because I didn't have an entry buzz or anything like that. Like
maybe
it wasn't there. But the earthiness is a little bit sweeter. It is a little bit more tobacco-y with the water. I like it better with the water so far, which is weird. So my thing is like I'm kind of basing this too off of like what you're getting and I'm getting. I feel like is pretty distinctly different. So I don't know.
And maybe you'll get something different if you drink it, Sean Ciaro.
I'd love to hear. Let us know.
Yeah, on the ice, I'm getting a worse nose. It's just not as potent and potent in flavor, or not flavor, but like scent. There's nothing like standing out too much with the nose, but the water is just about the same. The palate for the water is just about the same. I like it.
All right, I dropped in my cube. I had the perfect size cube, so I didn't get to do the old fire on the hole.
We got one feedback that said, "Do it off the mic."
Do what?
I asked a few more questions than just the Chillies Awards. I asked any feedback, and one guy was like, "I don't know who it was, and I don't want to know who it was." They said, "Do it off the mic, Robby," and I'm like, "Whoa!" But maybe everyone loves it elsewise. Maybe that's one person's opinion. And I don't think they were rude, for the record. I think they were just.
Was it Mitzelpick?
It was probably Mitzelpick.
All right, nose wise, I like it with the ice. It's sweeter with the. I think it's sweeter actually.
Lighter.
Kill it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm using my High West.
Ooh, from Nathan Anthony, right?
Yeah.
So we both went for the sip, but I can talk because the other thing about this is there's not much bite. Even though the alcohol's there, you can breathe through this one. You don't have to really hold your breath or anything too much on this one.
Semi Hubbadawhat.
Yeah,
I think ice is my favorite.
Okay, I
get the sweetness. I don't know, and honestly, I wish I would have entry buzz more just to kind of warm things up. But it's sweet. I get green apple. There's still a little bit of earthiness there, but not quite. Yeah, I think ice is probably my fave.
Nice. I still like neat the most. Yeah, it's just lighter. It's everything you kind of expect for me, drinking it neat and then drinking it with ice. It's just lighter, still there. It's not bitter. It's good to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got a rating for this one.
All right, let's hear it.
It's pretty high, actually. I think this is definitely Hubbadawhat. For even with like I've had Pappy, I've had every single variety of Van Winkle, and I've had every single variety of Weller, except for the single barrel. I don't think I've ever had the single barrel Weller. That being said, this is one of my favorites. This is perfect in terms of wheated bourbon, especially 90 proof. If you're going to say what's the best 90 proof wheated bourbon, I'd say Weller 12. This is amazing. It's like what is it? Weller Special Reserve, and then extra notes of the palate. You know, there's a lot going on. I love candy notes. I love apple notes. This is the perfect candy apple note wheated bourbon you can get. So I mean, I'd prefer probably Pappy 15, but like in terms of candy apple notes, like this is the winner. Yeah. So
okay. So I'm gonna put an asterisk on mine. Mm-hmm. I'm saving a little bit. I'm gonna come back to it later.
Mm-hmm.
Today's tasting with an unwarmed palate, I'm gonna give this a 6.3. Like just a little underwhelming.
What? That's so low.
But that's the thing. Like
you said it was almost Hubbadawhat with ice.
It was Hubbadawhat. Well, the fact that
it was so much better
bourbon was so much better with ice.
Yeah,
that's the Hubbadawhat part of it.
Yeah.
But there is a huge asterisk on this. I got to warm my palate up, come back, try it again, because and even wait until whatever sickness in the family's gone. I don't know if it's influencing or not, but that's where I'm at, and I feel, and I'm well aware it's probably not right. So that's that.
So did I give my number? I think I did.
I don't remember. Did you?
What was your number? Give it a 9.45. If I didn't say it earlier, 9.45. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
So glad I have at least a half a bottle still left.
I'm disappointed in myself. I really wanted to be more behind this.
Disappointed.
But here's the thing. I love Weller Antique 107. Like it is one of my favorites. I love it.
It's amazing.
And the only other Wellers I can remember having are this and then the Full Proof, which have both been underwhelming to me. So I'm a little disappointed. But man. Hey Cole.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you see my text message?
Like while we were recording?
Yeah, I got to wrap early, man. I got sick kids.
Oh, like right now?
Yeah.
Can we at least go over results for what whiskey would you choose from last week?
Okay, let's do that real quick.
Okay, we'll make it quick.
We'll do that quick. Okay, so
and then I'll start thinking of what we can do next week against each other.
All right. So last week we asked you guys a question that I'm going to tell you in just a few moments. And we said the question was, what did we say? What's the best whiskey gift you received? Was that last week?
One of the best whiskey gifts you've ever received.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that was last week. It feels like forever ago. I went with my Waterford Crystal Rocks glasses from Cole. Yeah, and Cole went with Glen Grant 18 from Marco in AZ. And I did win 58% to 42.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we had some right ends. Bryce Marita, Yamazaki 18, New Riff, Stave, Glencairn Holder. But that 18 would be if I got that, that'd probably be one of my favorites.
Wait, what was this again? Say that one more time.
The Yamazaki 18.
Oh, holy crap. Yeah.
/ New Riff, Stave, Glencairn Holder. So
that's great.
Who's JWP and
that's Jason Preston.
Preston, that's right. Okay. 3 2013 BTAC.
Great answer.
That's pretty sweet.
He told me the story of how he got those. Incredible.
Okay. Joel M09. Emma took me away for our anniversary, played golf, and went to distillery. Got a bottle.
Nice.
Got a bottle too. There you go.
That's awesome.
Whiskey related. That's a great gift. I'm going to save that one for last. Brian Rapp, there's rumor that I have a clear ice maker in Santa Sleigh right now. That's pretty sweet. Marco Nazi, a decanter and glass set from his wife. And I think the best right in, Miles Ferguson, says his chill filtered flask. And you know what?
What a baller.
Patreon.com/chill filtered. Sign on up on the glass tier or the flask tier, which is like, is that at 10?
Or the flask is 25, I think. 25? 10 is Glencairn tier.
Gotcha. And that's that.
Yeah.
So, Cole, do you have a question for us for this week?
I do. Starting fresh, this next episode is going to come out in the new year. What was your whiskey of last year? The best whiskey you ever had last year? And so we gave our answer, and that'll save us time. The best one I had last year was probably Russell's 13, and Robby said Redbreast 27. So we got our answers there. We'll put those up next week. We'll let them battle against each other. But what did you enjoy the most last year? Whether it was on our episode or our podcast or not, I want to hear what your best whiskey was of 2022. So that's that. Next, before we end this episode, I wanted to know, or we're gonna put it up against each other this week, hopefully on a 2-pick Tuesday. We're gonna go between four reserve or four reserve, Russell's Reserve, four reserve, Four Roses single barrel, like we did last week. OESK, a single barrel strength. OESK versus Glen Grant 18.
Okay.
Big names.
That
big
is.
names
There we
in
go. I'm
bourbon,
excited.
Big names in Scotch. So
I'm excited.
yeah, it'll be good. So please vote this week on Instagram, and we'll see what we're drinking next week soon. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Cool. I hope you had a wonderful year here at Chill Filtered. I hope 2022 was a great year for you, Cole.
Yeah, I hope Christmas was an amazing time for you. By the time this episode comes out, I hope you had a fun time with the family, fun time with the girls.
And listeners, I hope you join us for 2023. But
Amen.
most of all, I hope our love of whiskey lifted your spirits. What'd you get Juniper, Mom? She goes, I got her a vibrator.